Hello, family. Doing this afternoon reading, contemplating many things. Let's find out where the person on your mind might be struggling. Change in reverse. The struggle is staying the same and not staying the same. Development very much reminds me of a snake shedding its skin, unable to move forward without letting pieces of itself go, at the same time as nothing could stop it. Change in reverse. Allowing the soul to lead. We have an Aztec or Mayan figure here with the moon holding the soul, along with the Grand Cross of the Provoker. How interesting. How is it to move forward, carrying all that one is, letting go of all that one is, and remaining the same, and yet forever changed? Ironically, we had change in reverse, so there's no change. All remains. In the Grand Provoker, here we are at the sun. Enjoy success and happiness. Going along with the reverse of change, we have autumn in reverse. Equal with that. Release the old and rest. Well, so then hold on to renewal, to development, and keep pushing forward. It's not time to give up. As the soul is leading the way, apparently. Let's get a state of change here from Eugene. The future is so challenging. Because once we start to create something, then it's almost like it starts to create its own dead end. Like once you started painting, well, it's sooner or later, like you could keep painting over it, but at some point you gotta move to a different canvas. At the same time, as well, each of us only has one canvas, all that we are. Hmm. So the person on your mind is trying to figure out how to not oppose you and those in the home while not diminishing themselves. And that's a difficult balance, isn't it? That's the position of the father, I believe. Um, because, well, he chose his wife, but she had to choose him back. But she can leave anytime she wants to and take all the stuff with her, as if she made it all by herself, regardless of if she never worked a day in her life and she needed him to have the children. And she can just pick up stakes and move the whole village as if he never existed. That's a challenging position for every man. When our heart's desires wants that woman in our life. And of course, she wants to be chosen and picked, but then she wants the whole universe to come with it, you know? But she's already got the whole universe on her body that she could give to anybody and then just walk away at any time. And the man has to carry the brunt of everything by himself. And yet support the whole family. They could just walk away, change their names, pretend like he never existed. Make up the story about him however they choose. Hmm. Hmm. Split the deck on the Fool with the Hermit in reverse. So it seems like the person on your mind may have to come up with something to tie it all together. Possibly in business. Oh, isn't that interesting? I'm seeing here something about gathering it all up. Instead of just dropping pennies in the wishing well. Kind of like taking out the trash. It's all been gathered. It's not trash. I mean, it's all recyclable. It's all usable. It's already been used. It's worth something. Either way, all matters are. And a man has to somehow contain all that value within himself. How tricky. While carrying all the weapons and also leaving a set behind, a pair behind for others, but they can't take up arms against the one who left them, left the weapons for them to protect themselves as well. That's a tricky balance. And I want to see this card real quick. So I believe that people who I have a strong attachment to, one way or another, who are meant to work together. But it can't be about ownership, you know. We each belong to ourselves. And I think in any marriage or partnership, business relationship, that is something that remains true. It's only once that each person possesses the other, that like a piece of property, that the issues come into play. Hmm. Well, the last card here tells us that your person has the right to defend their position, stand up for their beliefs, and persevere through the challenges. Though there's a competition, each is in competition ideally with themselves and their beliefs. And everything is possible based upon changing perspective. That's why we have America, right? If there's not one way, if one way is blocked and there's no way through, it's 1151, then there's another way to make these things possible. Reminds us we got to turn the struggles into a stronger position. It says to defend the position, persevere, turn struggles into strength, and be calm. Hmm. Fair enough. So how can we work together and make that happen? If I called you here and you called me here and we're connected and we're blocked in some fashion, either within or due to the medium between us, then there has to be a connection in the real world to make these things come about to fulfill themselves. Hmm. So we receive a confirmation here. There's no need to change where this path is going. That the new earth is within. Day by day, like even if you're in the desert, let's say, and there's no change, by sleeping or just by the mind itself, developments are made upon one's personal beliefs. And so there's no change needed necessarily to birth a new age, to create a new earth. Earth is here, right? And it's about taking the things that we've gained along the way. And hi, Sophie. And grounding it, so to speak. But by grounding, meaning establishing. And so then establishing is a grounding, yet that's the building point to move forward. And one more, reminded of the inner temple. That things we love and care about are worth our devotion and development. And we have, like, for instance, our children, as this one wants to absolutely get in the way of everything. Says to tune into the portal of your heart. Something's important to you, then some sacrifices have to be made. Or do they? Because it's about perspective. So how can we build upon the sacrifice? If the sacrifice was made to begin with in order to see the light, then everything from there on should flourish once it's centered in our heart space. Then 1616, it can bloom, bring us back to the lotus. And I feel, and sharing our feelings and love with others for the benefit of all. Well, that's all I have right now. We all have a lot to contemplate. And, well, nothing at all right. You know, everyone is happy. And there's something missing, isn't there? I feel it too. So until I see you again, let's contemplate those things. Thanks.